What's up, guys? Doofus Mcdooface. I've had some people asking for help with some starts. So let's just work on that today. I don't know how helpful this will be. This is actually how Dan Wolf helped me when I first started playing the game. When I was in that like 1600 to 1800. You just have me just keep re-rolling. Just keep re-rolling, start a game, play with that roll. So let's just do basic greed. And I'll go through the roll and tell you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, what weak waves I think I have, and when I feel like I'm strong, when I think I can shift. And with that in mind, question of the day, what's your favorite mastermind? I think we all know that mine's Fiesta. Cartel's good too, but it's always going to be Fiesta. But for this demonstration, we are greed. So, number one, the first thing I'm seeing on this is a pyro, right? That's the first thing that I see. I don't see any I guess I do see another sexy combo. But for me, I love the pyro start, right? So, when I see like amazing rolls, I see their pyro, right? And even with pyro, I've got elite archer. I've got an arcane tank. Because we know with pyro, you're pretty much solid through wave 4. You just need like the infiltrator for wave 4 so that it split tanks with the pyro. And then you just need something sexy for 6, preferably something sexy for 7 and 8, just in case they do, right? Just in case they go for like the traditional Ghost Knight on 8 or a big 7 send. Yes, I hate this because this is what I go through normally, right? Another option I do see is the Zerker Sea Dragon, right? Sea Dragon with Bunk too. Could be a sexy combo, right? And we'd have Antlers too, so we'd have a lot of heals for the Sea Dragon. We could even go Archer. The problem with that roll, right? The problem with that roll is that I would want all of those, right? This would be my roll, and I'd only have a 25, 95, 145. That's a bit of a tougher angle, right? That's a bit of a tougher angle there. So I think I'm always going to go with Pyro with this. I usually do Cashout. I'm going to go Pyro, right? I definitely want that Infiltrator for wave 4. I definitely want the Archer for 7 and 8. I'm always so scared of 10, so I'm going to take the Zerker as well. That's my 10 help. Wave 6 help, although I could just shift into Orchid, right? I'm going to take that. I love the Bunk. It's my highest cost unit too, which is exceptional, right? And that's our fortified waves. So if we wanted a 7-8 Bunk, awesome. If we want something on 9, probably not going to be in trouble on 9 because of the Pyro, but it's an option, right? So, and then wave 12, right? And then have to take a low cost unit. With this, I'm just going to take the Arcane tank. And yeah. And I'll even walk us through. So, all I'm doing, I'm going Pyro on the wall. I'm cash out, so if I'm cash out, I can push the one worker, right? That'd be the one worker. We easy hold. If they snail, awesome. I go a second worker. I'm not sure how this works with greed. I will admit, I'm not sure how that works. I think even with greed, you're going to go 6 workers, right? You're going to be 6 workers, wave 3, right? Easy hold. Doesn't matter what they send you ever. Right? Easy hold. Oh. Right, I guess we can just watch it, right? We can just wait and watch. I've greeded heavily on workers. All I'm doing right here, this is where I'm putting my infiltrator. If I had additional gold, I'd put a Peewee somewhere, right? I don't want to put it right there or higher because I want the Pyro to tank, right? So let's say they come with the double DT. What's happening? Double DT, I need the Pyro to tank. Right, it's tanked a little bit. It's honestly, it's not tanking enough, right? This is good, right? I mean, it's not looking amazing, right? that's kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's not the best, right? So we could look at better positionings. That's what I always use. But I mean, shit. Let's take a look at it, right? These are the types of things you can do in the sandbox. Mythium 80, right? Dash Mythium 80. DTs, because DTs is what they're gonna send you on wave 4, right? Whether it's 1 or 2, they could hermit you, right? I really do like this positioning because you don't want the pyro to tank too much, right? I guess I could shift it over. I don't like switching it up, but I could try this spot. I think this is what L1 does. And then let's not even add the Pee-wee, right? Let's see if this is better. He's tanking a little bit more, but it's still pretty bad. Right? It's actually much worse. Okay, well, we're learning. Okay, we are learning right now. You know, I thought I was putting on a demonstration, and clearly the game's putting a demonstration on me. What if it's half a tile down from my usual spot? Okay. What if it's a half a tile down from my usual spot? This might have changed everything for me. This might be my new pyro spot. This might be my new pyro spot. Okay, that pyro just doesn't feel like tanking right now, guys. This is kind of pissing me off. This just doesn't happen to me in game, but did we go outside of the circle? See, now I'm gonna do this position in game, and I'm gonna leak full. All right, I'm gonna do this position in a game, and it's gonna leak full after working in the sandbox. But let's figure it out together. This has turned into the weekly challenge. Right? There we go. This is perfect. Here we go. We got the split tank. I mean, it looks scary, right? It does look scary. But that's the best bet, right? That's the best bet. There's some RNG to it. If I add that Pee-wee, it's probably close to a hold. So this might be something to try. Okay, so I might have to try this going forward. So outside of the circle in the second column. Okay, that's good to know. And then wave 5, it doesn't matter what they send you, you always hold. So you can always shift on wave 5. Right? It's an easy hold. Right? 300 value with like really under. But the most important waves are right here. Wave 6 versus wave 7, right? You got to take a risk. Do you go for the orchid? Have you full shifted for a bunk? You know, and then where do you place the bunk is always a difficult call. But this is my role pretty much. Probably 7, I'm going an archer. Right? Depending on how many workers I have, this is what I'm going for. Would love the pyro to split tank, but it's not worth killing your pyro. Right? It's not worth it. At that point, you've got 2 strong units for then. You're just worried about wave 10. So you could build a Zerker on 9. Right? Or you can just go for the Trinity Archer. Right? In a perfect world, you're going to have Fadelizer on 10. Right? Perfect world. Somewhere back there is cool. Right? 1270 value is pretty low for wave 10. And you're full holding. Right? But you could greed it. Right? Something like that. Maybe another infiltrator. If you didn't get the full shift out. Should be able to hold a decent amount. We got Zeus's for wave 11. Right? Wave 11, we have Zeus's. Wave 12, we've got another bunk or a Haven. 13, we've got Fadalizers. Right? this is a decent roll, right? I think it can work pretty well. I think most waves are thought out. It's just making sure the wave 4 positioning is good. And then what are you doing for wave 10, right? And 7, of course, right? 6 or 7. Do they go 6? Do they go 7? Do they go 8? In a perfect world, you're just going bunk on 6. You leak up a little bit to 2 brutes. You leak a little bit to 2 brutes. But here's 1 and done. Oops. Let's go again. Let's do Cashout this time. Okay. So we're Cashout.
To Nova.
And it's almost the exact same thing. These are just some things I'm comfortable with lately. These are just things I'm comfortable with. I don't like thinking. Right? I don't like thinking lately. Oh. So when I see this roll, a lot of people will see the archer. Right? They'll see archer and other stuff. And I do see the archer. But for me, it's Sakura. Right? For me, it's a Sakura angle. I could go fire elemental, right? Lots of workers with the fire elemental. But I do love the Sakura right now, guys. I love her. I love her, man. Yeah, so I'm going Sakura. And with Sakura, I need to protect wave 7 and 8, right? 7 is that should be the only wave your Sakura dies, right? As long as your teammate does not kill your Sakura early, you should not kill your Sakura early, right? Protect it on wave 3. 4, you're fine. 5, you're fine. 6, you can't full shift, right? 6, you do got to be a little bit aware of. If you're on value, you're fine. But 7, you could be 100 over in league, right? So you got to be careful about that. So I like a lead archer, right? I like lead archer. I don't feel terrible with gate guard, but then I also do want sand badger, right? I want sand badger, kind of greedy for the bunk, the bunk butcher, and let's just big ball it and just go warg, right? Expensive roll, but it's Sakura, so I think we can get away with it. So I'm starting out. Sakura, you're good until wave 3, right? Wave 3 comes. One of those, you'll hold the DT. Worst case, you place 2 if you're really scared and you have the gold. Right? I think that should hold a 60. And then watch me be wrong. I know you always hold... Oh, I don't have any stacks on her. I was like, this looks really... Because the Sakura gets stacks. Okay, I messed that up. So I guess I have to go wave 1. Okay, sorry about this, guys. This is going to take an extra 20 seconds. Get the stack. Wave 2, start. Yeah, so I will not be able to show you guys. I mean, I guess I could just keep clearing. Yeah, okay, right here. DT, snail. We're on value. It's a big send, right? It's a big send. So maybe the 2 is not enough, but I think it is. I thought the 2 was always enough. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Okay, so you would need more than 2. You got to be able to count workers on the other side. So you need a 3rd seedling. We're learning stuff, guys. We are learning stuff. Big time. Kind of getting embarrassed here. But wave 6 is the big one, right? Wave 6 is the next big one. I probably have placed a warg for wave 4. 395. I guess I could shift a little bit, right? Yeah, we could shift a little bit. So I'd love to have the bunk for wave 7. Right? I'd love to have the bunk for wave 7 here. So we're good through wave 5, right? Wave 5, we can just build whatever. If we have workers, we do not have a bunk on 6. So I would like the Haven to catch the split, but it's also greedy as shit, you know? I'm gonna test this. So wave 6, I'm shifting, I'm risking it. Imps will shred me. Right? Let's see it. The Sakura sucks, right? We don't have the stacks, but I just want to see. If you get imped on 6, you're gonna leak. Right? Especially if you shift. And especially if you shift here. You're going to leak. How bad? I don't know, because the Sakura doesn't have the stacks. But yeah, maybe I leak 1 plus imp, maybe I leak 2 plus imp. It's gonna suck. Right? It's gonna suck. But in my mind, wave 7 is always much scarier. Right? In my mind, wave 7 is scarier. So I still want the Sakura to tank a little bit. Right, let's send 2 brutes. It's a reasonable send. Right, actually, let's go 140 because 2 brutes plus a snail. Right, I just need this bunk to tank. 840 value. I'm actually over by quite a bit. Right, but that's what you want to play like a chicken, right? You want to play like a chicken with Sakura. The bunk tanks. I don't think my Sakura would die in game because remember she has an extra like 1,000 health at this point. Might still leak. But this is like perfect for me in game, right? This is what I'd prefer to do for wave 7. Okay, not bad. Oop. Wave 7 to 8. Well, that was 7, you goofball. I need to protect the Sakura on wave 8. You do not want her dying. So I'm going to add a little seedling in one of these spaces. Really not scared of wave 9, right? You've got head chef options. Or you can greed it and start prepping your Trinity, right? So the tough choice for you is, are you going to go Trinity or head chef for like the 9/10 angle? See, and then your Sakura is gonna perfectly tank on 8. Just need one little guy there. Should be good. Didn't have to use the Badger, right? It's an option to use the Badger, right? We could have just gone Badger on wave 6, and we might have held those imps, right? We might have held the imps on wave 6 with the Badger, because it would have been the imps into the Sand Badger, which is bad, right? Good for you, bad for the sender. Yeah, going forward, you can work on your Lioness stuff. Oh. Right, going forward, you can work on your Lioness stuff. Maybe you protect her the Sakura, right? Never a bad one. Never a bad angle to protect the Sakura. Probably a reroll angle, right? We don't really want the Butcher anymore. Really don't need the Seedlings anymore, right? They are spam for wave 15, but outside of that, not very useful. So anything pop out at me? I mean, I'm not opposed to the Fire Lord, but it's going to be hard to have the double split, right? I don't know if I can double split them. I can just put one ahead. I'm not great wave 13, so actually I need the Fire Lord or I need the Millennium, right? So just for giggles, let's drop the Butch. Let's take the Fire Lord, but know that Millennium is a possibility, right? You could take the Millennium. Is there any way I could double split that? Give it a real wave? Or do I have to not be greedy and just put it ahead? Yeah, so that makes only one person tank. So only one person will tank now. So if I wanted to get real cheeky with it, right? I want to get real cheeky with it. Now my Fire Lord maybe right there could be pretty, right? Go Phoenix for 14 here. A bit undervalued, right? I mean, I guess they're saying I'm on value. So I want the Phoenix to not die, but take a lot of damage. And I want the Bunk to tank the split. Let's see what happens. Do you just tank like 5 to 6? Phoenix is tanking a lot. Right? Phoenix is tanking a lot. That's good to know, right? That's great to know. That was way too much. And I just leaked to an OSIN, right? I think I always leak to an OSIN, but that's something to work on. Let's try it one more time. So, I think that this seedling hurts us, right? We only need the seedling for ranged waves. Let's just try this one more time. Oops, not wave 1. That will be a hold. One more time, let's try this. Right, the tanks are very late to show up. And I guess that's just too much for the Phoenix. Right? I know I'm way undervalued, but it's a lot. Right? And you're going to have a lot more value at this point. And Phoenix is bad on that wave, right? But just for perfection's sake, let's put it half a tile back. Right? Because that's the first actual melee, right? The Bunk is ranged. The Bunk is staying back to catch the split. Oh, I have to hit start. You know, start is a good thing to do. So let's try this. Well, it's kind of working. My Sakura died. Right? Sakura died. But the Phoenix was doing a decent amount of DPS. And we did much better than all the other waves. This is actually much better, right? This was much better. Could be worse. And my Sakura could tank at that point of the game because it's going to have more than like 3 stacks, right? So this is not bad. I would say that's a success. I'm taking it. We're taking it home. And let's just do one more. To a YOLO? No. Let's actually not go greed or cash out. Let's go castle. Let's go castle here.
Welcome to Nova.
Castle is where you want to sort of play like a chicken, right? So this is not an easy roll, in my opinion. Right? This is not an easy roll for me. This one is actually really making me think. Like, this is, honestly, in-game, I'm insta re-rolling. But if I had to stick with this, what would I do? So, it's tough. So I've got 2 options for pierce damage, right? It's either Archer or Mask. I have to take one of those. That's my only natural tank, and it's 50. I like the Buckler. It's always good. So I'm going to take the Buckler. I've got 4 sets of magic damage, right? But polys, I don't really count polys. And I've already got Mask as my T1. So I think that makes me take Infiltrator as my Swift tank, right? Because those are my 2 Swift options. I will take Willishroom. And now we have to, do we want to go with LOD? Do we want to go with Millennium? Do we want to take the Fortified tank, right? This is maybe a time where I check my teammate. When are you weak, teammate? I need to know, when are you weak? You know, these are important things. With this in mind, I think I'm going to take the Millennium, right? We'll deal with 15 when it comes, right? We'll deal with 15 when it comes. That's what I always say. If we have a lead by 15, what does 15 matter? We've got the orchids for 15. We'll be fine, right? We'll be fine. So with this, yes, you could start Willish Room, but you just have to start Archer, right? You gotta start Archer. If you do it equal like that, the snail will never leak you, right? The snail will go right. Your Archer will be fine. You'll always hold. Archer should have at least 160 health. And then watch this actually be a leak. Right? At least 141 health. I was off by 20. Give me a break. I'm doing that. I don't need to build anything on 2. I think you do leak to 2 snails. So I guess be aware of that, right? I guess if you got 2 snails, you could add a mask or something, right? You could add a mask. I would prefer not to, but if they push you, like you do need to add because you will leak, right? I do not believe this ever holds 2 snails, and maybe even the mask doesn't do it. Yeah, so with 1 mask, you would leak just the snail, right? And there's a lot of RNG, so maybe you leak 4 units, maybe you full hold. So much RNG with AoE units, right? We know that. But let's assume that they just send you on 1. I want the split tank, right? So I've got the option. I can, if I'm really scared, wave 3, right? If I know they've got like 6 workers, 5 workers, long waves, I'm going to build this. If I'm not scared, right? It would never be a DT. I need to clear that. This isn't a great send, so. But this is a 60, right? Yeah, this is a 60. We built the canopy to split tank a little bit. And we're doing okay. All right. Looking pretty good. Looking good. Awesome. Right. Easy hold. I do want to run that back though, because normally somebody is going to send 3 snails or a lizard and a snail, right? If they go lizard snail and I protect, right? I'm scared. I know that they've got workers, long waves. Let me actually go for the better send, lizard snail, right? But because it's a lizard, then my archer gets to tank the lizard, and it goes better for me, right? My split tank works out perfectly, and I hold both ways, right? So that's awesome. If I'd gone infiltrator, I'm pretty sure I leak both of those, right? But you can go infiltrator had you gotten a 40 send, right? Had you just expected a 40, the guy's not high workers, he's got bounty hunter or something, you know, something sort of low workerish, pyro, you know, Sakura, and you know you're in no trouble. If you have the Willish Room here, it's going to be hard to shift, right? Because if they test you, you might get punished, right? Because normally you could shift for the canopy, right? You could shift for the canopy, or if you had an infiltrator, you shift for the orchid, right? They got you. And your castle, so you don't want to leak at all if you're castle, right? The issue with all of this, something to be aware with this build that we're working on, is if the boss goes right, you're fucked. If the boss goes right, you're screwed, right? It was awesome that you had that equal split at the start, but now the boss is going to go right. And it's just going to be a DPS king, right? Yes, you have a canopy, and that's amazing. And you might still hold, but if that's a brute, and you might even still leak, actually. Yeah, you're leaking. Okay, look at that. No bueno. No bueno. But if you had fixed it, right? Either you delete it and drop it down, or you add a mask over here on the left, right? Something like that. Wait, 5. Let's see what happens now when it correctly goes to our strong side, right? Because we want the archer to try to kill it. I guess it does kill the archer, and that sucks. But the king dies first, right? The king dies first, so there's not as much damage going on. And this is going 10,000 times better. We're low value, and we're doing great, right? Like what, I'm leaking a lizard? No, I'm not leaking at all, right? Do you see the difference of making sure the boss, like 144 damage from the mask is not what changed. What changed is the boss went correctly, right? It went correctly. So what I'm seeing here, with a roll like this, right now, you're getting the biggest wave 9 send of all time, right? So you need to be aware of this. You've got Pierce, you've got arcane tanks, masks. A smart sender will send you on 9. So already at this point, right? Once you hold the 6, unless your mate is terrible on wave 7, right? Because Canopy and Archer, you're good on 7, right? Unless your mate is awful on wave 8, you almost want to just start straight prepping wave 9, right? So with what I've got for us here, we've got the Millennium option, right? Which will require a shift and be very difficult, right? That's going to be difficult because, well, your castle, right? Your castle in this situation is going to be hard to shift. Let's just go Buckler, right? And maybe we just risk it on wave 8, right? Maybe we just risk it wave 8 and say screw it, right? That could be a play. That's pretty undervalued for wave 8, right? Expecting a send. It's not good. I'm not sure if this holds, but this is how I'm shifting for Millennium, right? I'm trying to shift for Millennium here. So do I get caught or am I okay? Like if they send here, I don't feel that bad, right? If they send on 7 or 8, even if I pro like look, oh, I killed him. Even if I pro leak here, as long as my mate doesn't leak too, we're in a fine spot, right? If they send on one of my stronger waves, now I know there's almost no pressure on wave 9, right? And I can either go for the overbuild and just say, you know what? I'm so bad 9. Let me just add the Millennium, right? I'm so bad wave 9. Let me just add the Millennium, right? Or you can greed it and just push a couple of workers and get a little cheeky with it. But you're also castle and you want to play like a pussy, right? So I think what I've been learning lately, playing like a pussy is actually much better with the newer patch, right? So let's see. They resent. What happens? I shifted for the Millennium. They resent just income, right? And I should just shred the wave. Now, of course, if this was like 2 brutes or even a brute, it's going to be a different situation a little bit. But we're in a good spot. And I'm feeling pretty comfortable. All right, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Yeah. I hope this has helped. Maybe we just go through like another roll or 2, right? Maybe just 1 or 2 more rolls. I know this video is probably pretty long. Cashout. Speed round, guys.
Welcome to Nova.
Speed round. Okay. Automatically Poda. Automatically Priestess. Automatically Warg. Automatically Archer, right? Priestess start is amazing. Warg for wave 4, which is Priestess first real weak wave. Archer for wave 10. Notorious for leaking with an Azirion 10. Easy, right? Gotta take the bones. It's also great for the little splits with the Poda. I want my arcane tank. And shit, Windhawk goes well with Warg, so that's awesome. And this is what my build looks like in a perfect world, right? I go Poda, Poda on the 5th tile. I always do the 5th tile now. I have my Warg right here. My little baby unit is 2 tiles below, right? 1, 2. If it's melee, right? Melee units, I do for like the looters. Even if it was a gargoyle right there, right? I'm gonna do 2 down, 2 tiles down. That's how I always started. That's what I do. Gonna have my archer on the wall. 2, sometimes 2.5 back, but that's fine. And yeah, we're chilling. Right, we're chilling. Sometimes you greed on wave 6. I'm full shifting wave 6 with this to get the Azeria. You know, Azeria 7. It's greedy. Not always possible, right? Not always possible to shift wave 6. Make sure your mate's really solid wave 6. But yeah. And then I've got 9 protection, right? If I'm scared of wave 9. Trinity for 10, right? Perfect roll. This one is just a slam dunk. Dark Mage, like this is a roll I would feel terrible with losing. I'd feel awful losing. There's no reason you should lose with a roll like this. So, absolute slam dunk. Let's do one more. One more. And then I'll stop talking your guys' ear off. Okay.
Welcome to Nova.
So, we have 2 options, in my opinion, right? 2 things that I see right off the bat. I see just opening Holy Avenger, just taking the cash out advantage, going Holy Avenger. Not weak until wave 5. Simple, easy, it's okay. Right? It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's acceptable, right? So if I did that one, I'd do Avenger. Wave 5, I need like Consort or something sexy. Need some gargoyles. Problem, right? And I'm already finding that out right now with this roll, right, as I'm doing this. We leak so bad to wave 8, it's not even funny, right? Wave 8 GK will destroy me. So that would force like some deep coilers or something. So I can kill some of the wave, right? It's a decent idea. Let's take Windhawk and maybe take Infiltrator as I shift out the Avenger, right? Start the Avenger and then just never place another one. So that would be Avenger. 1, 2, 3. If they're forcing me to add a split on 4, I'll do it. I'm gonna do a downward split. I don't care if the Fiend goes left, right? I care way more about wave 5. Care way more about wave 5. Wave 5, maybe just Consort. Build for an aura here, right? We could have the Butcher right there. Wave 5, this shouldn't be too bad. This has some weaknesses coming wave 8, right? Like you can have green devils and stuff, but wave 8's scary, dude. Right? So if your teammate starts Pyro or Sakura and you start Avenger, everything you do from that point on needs to be for wave 8. Because you've set you guys selves up for failure, right? So that's something to be aware of. Because I still have it in my role, you could actually do this exact same thing, just a little differently. Green Devil. Buzz on 2, right, to protect the snail. You might leak to 1 or 2, it's RNG. Consort. More buzzes, Consort type stuff for wave 4, right? Because wave 4 is your bad wave for the Green Devil start. You've got Windhawk, maybe. Right? Maybe you go Windhawk instead of the Buzz. Right? 350, that's about average wave 4. And then maybe you force out a Violet. This could be decent wave 5. Right? Violet's very good 5. Violet's very good 6. Then you can shift wave 7 for the Avenger, right? Or shift wave 6 to get the Avenger wave 7. But you'd be very low workies, right? Very low workies. And you're still going to deal with that wave 8 issue. But normally people see this, and they're actually going to send you on 7. So that would allow your Avenger to be fine, and then you wouldn't worry about wave 8. But I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I can try to do some of these more explaining roles and stuff videos. Please let me know if it helped. As I'm doing it, I feel like I'm just rambling on, talking to myself. I hope it helps. If it doesn't, tell me. But yeah, what's your favorite mastermind? And did this help or did it not? Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. And make sure to roll Poda. There she is. See you guys next time.
To Nova.
That was lucky.